Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. General Hospital sees Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi, hit with a massive shock that ties back directly to her vendetta against Ava Jerome, Maura West, and the blackmail that's now going on. And Christina could make a huge decision to pay for her crime against Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, and Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst, when she was aiming at Ava Jerome. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about how and why Christina may actually commit herself to Shady Brook to stop Ava's blackmail. So just randomly, Diane Miller, Carolyn Hennessy, seems to have forgotten that Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, and Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, have the same last name. So she wrote Davis on the envelope that put the commitment papers inside, and then of course she dropped it. Molly now has the commitment papers that Diane drew up for Alexis to have Christina committed against her will. Alexis, you remember, changed her mind. She refused to do it, and she told Diane to shred the legal papers, but she didn't. So Marco saw them, and now Molly's got them in her hand, and she's obviously going to see Diane, the lawyer that drew them up. But that Alexis is the one involuntarily committing her sister, and that Christina is the one who's supposed to be locked up at Shady Brook. And of course, Molly is going to be horrified because this makes zero sense to her. She's going to fill in Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, who is there when she finds the papers. And then Molly is going to run off to try and find out what is happening and why Christina is being targeted like this. And I'm sure initially that she's gonna be in protective mode, like something's being done to her sister. Little does she know. And so there's a few things that we think are going to happen with this twisted storyline as we get into the meat of May sweeps next week. First, looks like Molly takes the papers and runs straight to Christina because Molly's probably thinking she has the right to know and she wants to protect her. General Hospital spoilers for the end of this week promise that Christina gets a shock. We see her looking at a document wondering, what the hell? And of course, she and Molly are both going to be wondering what the hell. Why would Alexis have Christina involuntarily committed? But you'd think that Molly's sister would have a little bit of an idea. Christina might have an inkling. Oh, wonder if Mom knows. So next, Molly and Christina are going to contact either Diane or Alexis, or both because both their names are on this bizarre document Molly found that makes no sense to her. And if they confront Alexis, I'm guessing she's going to want to talk to Christina privately. Not only is Alexis trying to protect Christina from prison, but trying to protect Molly from being furious at her sister. And that's still back to protecting Christina though. I do expect Alexis will tell Christina she's being blackmailed by Ava, who has proof that she cut the brake lines on Rick's car, thinking it was her car. And this is a really big deal because Alexis just told Christina, "You got to drop your grudge against Ava." But hearing this should only make that grudge worse. Right from there, Alexis will probably explain that committing her was part of a legal strategy that she and Diane were discussing to keep her out of prison if Ava decided to turn her into the cops. Because if you remember, initially Alexis refused to pay the blackmail. And then Diane was like, "All right, well then let's commit her. And then we'll shut Ava down and hopefully avoid her, going to Pentonville." So you can bet that Christina is going to be outraged that Alexis has bought Ava's silence. And even worse, she's embezzling to do it. Basically, Christina's criminal mess has now made Alexis criminal as well. So in the end, not only does Christina want to avoid prison, obviously, but doesn't want Ava to get the money that she needs so desperately. And of course, Alexis also is going to be dealing with a threat from Ava demanding more money at the end of this week. She wants more, and she wants it sooner. So by the time Molly talks to Alexis, I imagine her mom's already going to be the end of her rope with Ava. Diane may get involved and explain to Christina the whole legal strategy and why Shady Brook is the best answer to keep her out of prison for nearly killing Rick and Elizabeth, and probably a third charge for attempt on Ava, because that was the intent. So Christina may agree to be committed and before criminal charges can be filed. Ava and Alexis are kind of at a legal stalemate just by the way on what they can do to each other. So it is absolutely illegal for Ava to blackmail Alexis. So Ava's doing a crime.